As a result of what Joe sent us information-wise, as a result of pictures, as a result of the fact that I now have some of these fossil leaves in our collection, and thank you to those of you who support the cost of getting fossil leaves from England to Australia. In August 2016, we decided, having heard what Joseph had come across, to adapt our second stalactite machine to make fossil leaves. You see, we have a pretend cave here. We have the stalactite source, the lime source at the top, same as previously, slightly different mix to see what the result would be. But we put in a drip tray. Okay, you see the drip tray, like the water running down along the floor of a cave. So the water would drip down. Let's show you roughly how it works. There's our workers there putting it together. All sorts of helpers the Lord has provided for us. So all of this does involve costs. Thank you for those of you who send super chats in. All the more, the better. It helps us cover all these costs. We are going to have an open day in September, so come and join us. But here's some of the results. Recording this can be a pain, and then you've got to file it, and then you've got to date it. Then well, here we are back in 2016 on the 3rd of the 7th month, and you'll see a stalactite has started to form on our drip rope, I guess. Close up. Can you see the beautiful crystals forming? I mean, one reason we know this is calcium carbonate is the crystal form is right. Yes, we've had it x-rayed, we've had all those sort of things. We are not just making lime powder dripping onto the surface of these things. By the time you get to the 7th month, the 16th, of the 16th to 22nd, you have fairly significant stalactites. You also get some interesting pictures of, I mean, look at that. The water tension on the surface of the water drop means the outside holds less evenly than the inside, so it actually forms a drip which has got a curtain of water around the outside. Oh, that's one reason why it forms hollow tubes. Can you see the hollow tube of water? It's how the water actually functions. It functions in layers even when it drips. Oh, but that's another experiment on the strata machine. Okay, one of the things we are doing is collecting agar, the agar gel that you get and you use for growing bacteria and all of that. We were out to hunt down the bacteria that were associated with this. And out of the mulch, there's heaps of bacteria types. And what's interesting is, having talked to one of the professors at St Andrews and taken all this research to him, he said, well, we've got one bacteria that actually produces a super strong acid as a result of one of the enzymes that's involved in it. Now, you know, our normal acid formula, range rather, our pH meter from 0 all the way through to 14. The lower numbers are strong acids, which would dissolve limestone, such as we have in this tray thing. But he said this enzyme actually produces an acid that's got a pH of -2. Oh, and I asked him, do you think that could eat out caves quickly? He said it could dissolve mountains of limestone, basically, if you had enough of it. You want to pursue that, you can do it in question time. Well, there we are by the 22nd of the 7th, 2016. You see the drips on the bottom? That was what we set out to do first. The white spots, we were going to just make another copy of our stalactite machine. Then Joseph goes ahead and finds Wheelie Bridge. So we changed the machine. There's the bottom of the tray running down onto the board. And so we deliberately cheat. We throw some leaves in. I mean, Joseph's leaves weren't thrown in, they blew in. Well, we started to get some lime powder, it seemed, forming. See the frothing bubbles there? But we had a bit of trouble with some of our leaves. Yes, you'll notice that we've got an extra leaf there that we've cheated by putting in. And then we had some windy days. And the trouble is, the leaves just blew away. The drips come down deliberately on the top of them, but it didn't seem like our leaves were going to stay at all. By the time we get to the 2nd of the 7th, 2017, a year later, do you see the stalagmites starting to form where that drip hit the ground? It's like a little volcano, a cavity. And can you see there's some leaves around the place? Now, we didn't cheat anymore. We discovered it was worthless because the leaves that blew in between the wind stopping and the next wind starting, the actual limestone that was forming coming out of the top from the stalactite dripping onto the stalagmite would actually trap the leaf all by itself. Hence, we ended up with another theory. The stuff that's coming out of the stalactite is automatically sticky. But then that's what limestone means, the glue stone. Yes, it really does. Lim's the old word for glue. This stone sticks, and that's why you get fossil insects trapped in it. That's why you get bats stuck overnight. This is sticky stone. Well, there's our principle again. Drip ropes coming down. But then when we put our orange tube there, look what happened. We didn't put these leaves in, they blew in. We've got limestone building up. We've got a leaf already trapped. We didn't bother cheating anymore. It just stuck itself. And boy, do we get some pretty results. But look, it's only 1 year at the most since we started this, the 9th of June, 2017. And the leaves have come in and they're already stuck. They didn't need to be cheated. Hey, we know now how Joseph's leaves got under Wheelie Bridge. They blew in between the drips, in between the wind coming in and stopping, the limestone, the sticky limestone coming out of the bridge concrete actually glued them. Look at that. 9th of 6, 2017, the leaf's gone hard. It's permineralized. That's a big word that Joseph used. The leaf is still a leaf at the top where it wasn't dripped on, but at the bottom, it's already beginning to disappear. Which brings us up to the present. We decided to really check. A young pastor contacted us and said, listen, I've got a skeptic who says the world is too old. The Bible can't be true. Same logic my professor used, same logic the professor in the debate used. And he contacted and said, have you got any fossils that have happened quickly at Jurassic Ark? I thought, well, we've never bothered to break the rock open here. So December 2019, well, not too long on, we went and we checked. And then in June 2022, which is just last week, right? We thought, let's break open the rock. The pastor asked us the week before, let's see what's in it. This is at the bottom of the tray, sloping down. Can you see what's at the top? Take a bit closer. There's a leaf fully permineralized. There's the leaf with iron now in the veins because there's iron in the water coming from the dam. There's iron in the cement around the actual tray itself, and it comes through with the water, and so do your bacteria. And they produce this fantastic dissolver of lime. You know, the one with the -2 pH dissolves just about anything. And you might have noticed too that stalactites are smaller than stalagmites. So the lime coming out of the bridge has a short term to drop off, but then at the bottom, the rest of the lime comes out. So it's 90 to 98% more limestone forms in the stalagmite. No wonder they're all much bigger. Well, there it is in sequence. August 2016, we built the machine. By the time we get to the end of the year, Joseph has made his finds, and we are beginning to concentrate on this. Then from where the arrow is down the orange tube, that's where we took the specimen at the bottom from. And by the time we break it open, investigate it, we have our fossil tree. So we have a specimen this for the young pastor because we can prove it wasn't there in January 2016. It wasn't there in even September 2016. We showed you the photographs, right? This is now there. So in less than 6 years, oh, now that's an enormous amount of time. It's not actually compared to how long most people think these leaves take. But then again, you saw the leaves were already fossilizing through that piece of lime in 2017, 2020. There's heaps more leaves here. We can only afford to give the young pastor a little bit of this because we want the rest for the folks who come to Jurassic Ark. I'll remind you of Joseph's Bridge. Remember, he took you through the video. Great video, Joe, to remind us of what you did there. There's his big stalagmite. Ours will eventually get there. Look, he found the leaves. There's young Joe years ago. Yes, but he had to. And look what's there. The leaf is there. There's what Joseph made. The maximum time you could take there is 86 years. But then the leaf didn't, the bridge didn't leak there. Our stalactite the maximum time it took to form fossil leaves in the stalagmite below was 6 years. No, it was actually less than that because we photographed it every year during that time. 6 years maximum, but then it was there 1 year after the actual stalagmite began to form. It's not time, it's process. Remember the point we made? This issue is controversial. This issue is provocative, and we've got years more research that really make for incredible stuff, much more than when we did the book Stalactite and Stalagmites. Sam will hold that up when I finish this little unit, because you can get that from every creation research office. When time is the hero of the plot, the world says God is out. But it means one more thing. When God is the maker, time is out and process is in. God didn't need more than 6 days because he had the right process. In fact, let me be biblically blunt. He didn't even need 6 days. He had a reason for taking that long.